Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the September 24th edition of Carolina Week.
I'm Marissa May. Activists around the country and here at UNC are rallying for justice. I'll give you an inside look at their efforts.
I'm Erin Franklin. Coming up, we'll show you why in some states the bees aren't as busy as they used to be.
In sports, the year's first Battle of the Blues and the quest for the Carlisle Cup.
Weathercaster Johnny O will tell us if the warm weather will continue.
All that and a man who has everything he needs behind the wheel of his car. Carolina Week starts right now.
From the James F. Goodman Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, connecting campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
Hello and welcome to the Monday edition of Carolina Week. I'm Carla Babb.
And I'm Adam Rue. Thank you for joining us. We start tonight with breaking news. A new leader at the Chapel Hill Police Department. Town Manager Roger Stansel has confirmed that Police Captain Brian Curran will take over as chief effective immediately. We'll have more about that story on the Wednesday edition of Carolina Week. In other news tonight, when an estimated 20,000 activists recently flooded the small town of Jena, Louisiana, universities and organizations across the country held rallies to show their support for the so-called Jena 6. Reporter Marissa May joins us from Carroll Hall with more.
Here at UNC, activists held a rally and others took a charter bus to Jena. UNC sophomore Whitney Nabilisa made the trip and captured the event. Here are the sights and sounds of those rallying for justice in Jena and here on campus.
Jena 6! You must acquit! Jena 6! You must acquit!
We're out here rallying in support of the Jena 6 and justice for all.
I think this is an American issue. I think as a minority and as an American, I think that it's important that we all try to address issues of inequality along racial lines, and that we have a justice system that works for everybody, that doesn't show bias towards any one group or against any one group. I think this is an American problem. It's not just a problem that minorities should be concerned about and that white Americans should feel defensive about. It's a problem that we should all be able to come together and try to find common solutions to. But it should be talked about. We can't just shy away from it, and this is what we're trying to do.
Got nothing against nobody or nothing in this town. I love this. This is one of the best towns I've ever lived in. I'm being honest with you. Well, like I said, when we came down here from Katrina, and there was thousands of us came down here, because this is the only town that had any rooms open. When we got here, we came in, and like I said, them people, they gave us meals, they gave us clothing, they gave us all our personal needs, and that was everybody, not just us now. That was anybody that came in here, whether they was Korean, Asian, or whatever they were. Everyone got it. They won't come sit under my tree. You're more than welcome to come in.
I definitely think it didn't come to the media a year ago when it happened because it's a race issue and people don't want to touch on that topic.
One of the Jena 6 is still in jail, so protests are likely to continue.
So Marissa, if you're a student, what can you do to support the 6 boys or learn more about the issues?
Students can join Young Democrats tonight at a meeting about what is justice. The meeting begins at 8 and is in the Haynes Art Center.
Thank you. Carolina Week's Marissa May live in Carroll Hall tonight.
Is using a taser appropriate when no one is being threatened? Last week, University of Florida senior Andrew Meyer asked John Kerry several pointed questions when authorities cut off his microphone. Then, police grabbed him. The video has become an internet sensation, including his plea not to be tasered.
Don't tase me, bro! Don't tase me!
Here at Carolina, DPS spokesman Randy Young says the department's use of a taser would depend on the situation.
I think most people understand that it's not really prudent to look at one situation and judge how we would respond in a completely different situation. I think officers in any given scenario would respond as appropriate.
UNC police have used a taser only once in the 4 years since the department got them. The recent firings of 5 campus resident advisors for drinking at a retreat have prompted much debate about acceptable behavior for student housing employees. Resident advisors' duties include things like designing bulletin boards for their floor and displaying approved flyers, as well as setting an example for the residents on their floor. 7 additional RAs received some other type of punishment, but didn't get fired.
UNC students are preparing for job interviews after attending the Carolina Career Fair. More than 130 companies looking for intelligent employees showed up at the Dean Dome. The event gave graduating seniors a chance to meet with representatives and hand out resumes. Hendrick Carey Auto Mall's Joe Vogel says career fairs give students a chance to show off their personalities and practice networking skills.
Businesses that really are out there every single day. They're going to school, having some fun, and hopefully they can carry that into their careers.
University Career Services usually has 6 to 8 career fairs each year.
Yom Kippur is one of the holiest Jewish holidays. Many people in the Jewish community attended services at the North Carolina Hillel. The holy day began Friday at sundown and ended with a ceremony Saturday evening. Followers of the Jewish faith fast during the weekend to repent of their sins. Because the holy day was on the weekend, many people went home to celebrate with their families. Those who were unable to return home or who chose to stay in Chapel Hill said the service at Hillel gave them a different family to celebrate with.
It creates a warm, welcoming environment for students who do live far away, or even students that maybe feel more of a connection to their Judaism when they're here at Hillel.
After the Saturday service, participants shared snacks and drinks. Those who attended enjoyed the company of friends and celebrated the end of Yom Kippur.
Our grandparents remember the laundry soap 20 Mule Team Borax, but it has nothing to do with the Mule Days in Benson. Now in its 58th year, the festival is a 4-day celebration of the mule, a cross between a horse and donkey. Mule goers can go to rodeos, parades, and even a horseshoe tournament. And while wandering through the campgrounds, you can find mules of all shapes and sizes. Namir Isa brought this 3-year-old daughter for the sights. He says you don't have to run a ranch to have a good time.
And you can imagine what it was like to see people riding horses instead of, when you have car traffic. Now we have horse traffic in here, and it's awesome. It's a lot of fun to see.
The Benson Mule Days is consistently ranked one of the best festivals in the South. Although mules get the spotlight, barbecue, bluegrass, and gun shows get the national recognition as well. You might find a lot of mules in the Tar Heel State, but honeybees are a different story.
After the break, why are bees here dying out, and what effect will that have on agriculture?